ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते यौपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Page 298, passage number 3. सोहम भगवः मंत्रविदेवास्मि न आत्मवित् श्रुतं ह्येव मे भगवद्दृशेभ्यः तरति शोकमाप्नवेदते सोहम भगवः शोचामि तम मा भगवान् शोकस्य पारं तारयत्विति तं होवाच यद्वै किञ्च एतदध्यगीष्ठाः नामैव एतत् सोहम भगवः मंत्रविद एव अहमस्मि. The previous passage, Sage Narada declared what all he knew. Rigvedam Bhagavadhyami, Yajurvedam, Samvedam, Atharvanam. All the four Vedas I know, I remember, I know, I have studied. Ityasa Puranam Panchamam, and the fifth Veda made of Ityasa and Purana. Vedana, Vedam. So that by which you understand the Vedas, the Vyakaranam, the grammar. Pitram, the Kalpa, the method of worshipping the departed souls like Shraddha, etc., making offerings to them. Rashim, mathematics. Daivam, the science of natural disturbances. Nidhim, the science of minerals, mines. Vakovakyam, logic. Ekayanam, so ethics. Devavidyam, Niruktam, etymology. Brahma Vidya, the different limbs of the Vedas. Bhuta Vidya, the science of elements. Kshatriya Vidya, the science of archery. Nakshatra Vidya, the astrology, astronomy. Sarpa Devajana Vidya, Sarpa Vidya, the science of or the art of controlling or mastering the snakes, knowing the snakes, dealing with them. Devajana Vidya, fine arts. Etad Bhagavah Adhyami Smarami. Oh, Venerable Sir, all of this I know. तर्हि सर्वज्ञः स्वतन्त्रः त्वं कृतकृत्योऽसि इति आशङ्क्य. Tari Sarvajna. From what you describe, you are Sarvajna. You are all knowing, you know everything. Swatantraha. And on account of knowing everything, you are Swatantra. You are already free. Tvam Kritakrityasi. He Narada, with this knowledge, you must be Kritakritya. You must be a fulfilled person. You must have the sense of fulfillment, success in life. Says, no, Soham Bhagavah Mantra Vedevasmi. I know all these texts, all right, but I just know the text. Meaning Vachyas, the meanings I know, but not what is intended by them. Atmavid. So I am not the knower of the self. How do you know that you are not the knower of the self? Shrutam hyeva me bhagavad rishebhya tarti shokam atmavediti. O Venerable Sir, I have heard from great sages like you that the one who knows the self overcomes grief, goes beyond grief. Soham bhagavad shochami, whereas I am grieving. So I have heard from great sages like you that the knower of the self goes beyond grief, becomes free from shoka or grief. Soham Bhagavad, but I am grieving, which means that I do not know the self. Because sages say that the one who knows the self goes beyond the grief, and I am grieving. That means that I do not know the self. Then what do I know? I know just the mantras. I know just the text, that's all I know, but not the self, which is the intended meaning of this text. Tam maham bhagavan shokasya param taradvaiti. What for have I come here? The Venerable Sir, may please make me cross this ocean of grief. So, this is Sage Narada revealed exactly the purpose of his coming here before Sanat Kumara. Tam hovacha, to Narada suggests that Sage Sanat Kumara said, Yad vikinchetat adhyagishtaha nama eva etad. Hey Narada, what all you know is no more than name, that's all you know. So there are two dimensions here of what the text reveals. One is the dimension which is name and form, name and the meaning. That is Vachyartha, the direct, immediate meaning. Other is the Lakshyartha, the targeted meaning, the intended meaning. And that one cannot know simply by studying the text by oneself, as it will be said here. Or as this Tikakara said, Nanu Rugvedadi arthatvat atmanah tadjnane atmapi jnata hevayati. So atmanah Rugvedadi arthatvat. The meaning of Rugveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, all the texts that you have studied, Arthatva, the meaning of the purpose of all these texts is to reveal the self, reveal the nature of Atma, reveal the nature of self, reveal the nature of truth or reality. That is the purpose of all these texts. Tajnane Atmapi Jnata Heveti. If Atma, the self is the subject matter of the Vedas and the Ityas and Puranas, then by knowing the Vedas, by knowing Ityas and Puranas, you know the Atma because that is the subject matter of all these texts. Tadartham Guru Pasadana Anupatti. Whereas you have approached me with a request, Adihi Bhagavaha, with a request to know the self. So when you studied Rigveda and other texts, Atma or the self being the subject matter of those texts, you must have known the Atma. And still you are approaching me for the knowledge of Atma. Doesn't make sense. So Bhashyakara now says, explaining the text, Soham Bhagavaha एतत् सर्वं जानन्नपि मंत्रविदेवास्मि शब्दार्थमात्र विज्ञानवान् एवास्मि इत्यर्थः है। सोहम, that I, which I, etat sarvam janannapi, I who knows all these texts, etat sarvam, knowing, in spite of knowing all of this, mantra videvadahasmi, I know the mantras, the textual meaning I know. So what is mantra vid? Shabdartha matra vijnanavane vasmi ityartha. So knower of mantra I am. What is meant by that? Bhashyakara says, Shabdartha matra vijnanavan. I am simply the knower of the meaning of the words, meaning of the text. Shabdartha matra. All I know is the artha, the meaning of the shabda, the text. That's all I know. So look at footnote number 1. Mantra devasmi na atmavidyatra atmapadena jivasya paramathikam rupam vivakshitam. I know the mantra, the text. I do not know Atma. So what is meant by the word Atma there? Jivasya paramathikam rupam vivakshitam. So by the word Atma is meant the real nature, the true nature of the jiva. Atma means I. Everybody knows I, all right, but here the paramathikam, what is the true nature of I? What is the abiding aspect of I? What is the non-negatable nature of I? Paramathikam rupam, the non-negatable, ever changeless, ever the same, ever the adhishthanam. Because even Sayyid Narad also knows Atma. Sharira indriyadi tadatmapannasya naradena jnatatvat. So, Sharira indriya, the tadatma apannasya atmanah, the Atma that is identified with the body, sense organs, mind, that Atma is known by Narada. So when he says, I do not know Atma, I do not know myself, he knows himself. I am Narada. Atmendriya manoyuktam bhoktetyahur manishina. Atmendriya manoyuktam, the one that identifies Atma is body, sense organs, mind, bhokta, karta, jiva. In that manner, says Narada, like everybody else, knows the Atma. Then how does he say, na atmavit, that I do not know Atma? So he must have some insight, some feeling, the sense, that even though I know myself, I still do not know, because he said that by knowing the self, you get liberated from grief. I am grieving, which means that I do not know the true nature of the self. That much he could understand. Natu paramatma param. So there is another problem also. So jivasya paramathikam rupam nadu paramatma param. Atma here does not mean paramatma. Atma shabdasya pratyagatmani rudhatvat. Because the word Atma is conventionally only understood as the self. Atra atmavidishoho bhumakya parabrahmopadeshadeva jiva brahmaikyam suchidam bhavati. So this still the inquiry or deliberation upon the Tvam Pada. The idea is that when Sayyid Narada says, I do not know Atma, he means that I do not know Tvam Pada. In the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, that Tvam stands for the self, I do not know the self. So that he has to know. Then further, Atra Atma Vividishoho. See, says Narada represents Atma Vividishu, the one who is desirous of knowing the Atma. Bhumakya Parabrahmopadeshad. So sage Narada, who has come here with a desire to know the Atma, is given the teaching about Bhuman, Brahma. So even though he came here with the intention of knowing the self, desire to know the self, sage Sanat Kumara instructs him about Brahman, meaning thereby that the self is Brahman. So the identity between Jiva and Brahma will be established when the Bhumakya Parabrahmopadeshad, when Upadesha of Bhuma, which is Param Brahma, is given, implying thereby that Atma is Bhuman or Brahman. So Jiva Brahma Ikya will be established then. Vishishtadvaidanastu Atmapadasya Paramatmani. So this is, why do you have to say that? Because those fellows say Atmapadasya Paramatmani Rudi. So Vishishtadvaidin says, no. But Atma is commonly understood as Paramatma. So Vedantin says that Atma is commonly understood as the self. This, by the word Atma, you commonly understand Ishvara. Vasutastu yachapnod ityadehe jive samanvayat. So Vedantin says, no. Yachapnoti yadadatte yachati vishayaniha yachasya santato bhavaha tasmad atmed. So the definition of Atma, all these characteristics apply to Jiva, means the individual self. Jiva Paratvam Viktam Bhashyakaresya Bahuvaram Uktam. So by the definition of Atma also is meant Jivatma, and Bhashyakar also number of times says that Atma stands for the true nature of Jivatma. Tasmadva etasmad atmanah akasha sambhuta idyatra tatsabdena brahma paramusya tat aveda bodhana jive. Tasmadva etasmad. So that Brahman, which is the self, from that akasha sambhuta, the space manifested. Idyatra Tat Shabdena Brahma Paramrasya. So by the word Tasmat is meant from that, meaning from that Brahman. Etasmat, which is the self. Tat Abheda Bodhana Jive. So look, if the word Atma stood for Paramatma, then there is no need of teaching the identity between the two. But Taittiriya Upanishad also teaches the identity between Tasmad and Etasmad. Etasmad means from this, Tasmad means from that. So this and that, I am Atma Brahma. So in that statement, the identity of the Paramatma and Atma is established, meaning thereby that they are different, or they stand for different, and what is thought to be different entities. Atma che evam vichitrasya sutram. Sutra also says in Atma all this, the variegated creation is. Atmava idameka evagrasi tatratu pradhanyena paramatma param jiva bhedat. We do not find the mention of Atma being taught as Brahman, then that Atma is understood to be Paramatma. Like in the Sutra, like in the Aitareya Upanishad, Pradhanyena Paramatma Param Jiva Bhedat. Srushti Shrutescha, and Srushti also, whenever there is, Atma is the Srushti Adhisthanam. Anyway, so now continuing. Now going to the Tika, the line 27. Rugadi jnanepi tadartha atma jnana bhavat guru upasarpanam yuktameti bhavaha. Rugadi jnanepi, even though sage Narada knows Rigveda, Yajurveda, all this, tadartha. What is truly intended to be conveyed by this text is Atma. Vedaihi sarvaihi ahameva vedyaha. So I am to be known through all the Vedas. And until that I. So, जहाँ लगी आत्म तत्व चीन्यो नहीं, त्याँ लगी साधना सर्व झूठी. So all your sadhanas and all your study etc. is not, jhuti means what? That they have not yet gained fulfillment. This jhuti etc. I would not accept, but then whatever you do is all good. But until Atma Tattva Chinyo Nahi, until the self is known, until then all of this sadhana is not yet fulfilled itself. So tadartha Atma Jnana Abhavat. In spite of having known the Rigveda, Yajurveda, what is truly meant to be conveyed by this text is Atma. And if Atma is not known, then we have not known truly the meaning of this text. Guru Upasarpanam Yuktamidi Bhava. So after studying the Rigveda, etc., he goes to teacher. Because he has not known the true meaning of this text, and therefore that's what he needs to know. Nanu Vyakaranadi Vedanga Jnanavattvasya Puram Uktatvat. But then Vedanam Vedam. So sage Narada revealed that I know Vyakaranam. I know other limbs also. So Rashim, the Rashim also I know. And then he also knows Jyotish Shastra also he knows, Niruktam also he knows, meaning that all the 6 limbs of Vedas he knows. So Vyakaranadi Vedanga Jnanavattvasya Purvamuktatvat is said in the previous passage that Sayyid Narada is possessed of the knowledge of all the limbs including Vyakaranam or grammar. Vyutpannasya tadartha jnanam bhavatyeva. See, these Veda, the limbs of the Veda, the Vedangas, are meant to enable us to understand correctly the meaning of the text. So, Vyakaranam, Shiksha, Kalpaha, all of these are necessary for us to properly understand the meaning of the text. So, having studied the Vedas, having studied all the Vedangas also, that means that he knows the meaning of the text. So Vyutpannasya, so one who is thus, one who is very well understood or studied. Tadartha jnanam bhavatyeva. So how can it be that you know the word and you do not know the meaning? It is possible that you know the word and not know the meaning if you did not know Vyakaranam etc. But having known Vyakaranam, having known Niruktam, so these are meant specifically to enable us to know the meaning of the Vedic words. So not only he knows the text of the Vedas, he knows also those ancillary sciences required to understand the meaning of the Vedas. So he is already an enlightened person as far as the texts are concerned. Tadartha jnanam bhavatyeva. So when you know Vyakarana of everything, then the meaning of the words definitely takes place. Kincha mantra vyatirikta brahmanadi jnanavattvasyapi uktatvat. This is mantravit eva hamasmi. But Veda consists of 2 sections, mantra and brahmana. So kincha mantra vyatirikta brahmanadi jnanavattvasyapi uktatvat. So Kalpa also I know, Brahmana also I know. Then how does he say that I am mantra Ved only? See, the word mantra would have different meanings. One meaning is of the mantra is that the Veda consists of mantra and Brahmana, Samhita and Brahmana. So Samhita section of the Veda is called mantra and the Karma Kanda section of Veda is called Brahmana. So Sayyid Narada has revealed that I know Samhita as well as I know the Brahmana. So Brahmana the Jnana Uktatvat. Mantravit eveti evakara anupatti. Then why does Sayyid Narada say, I only know mantra? When he himself has said that he knows the entire Veda including Brahmana, so why does he say, I only know mantra? So number one, why did he say I do not know Atma? Because having known, understood, studied the Vedas, and also studied Vyakaranam, Niruktam, and everything, he would know the meaning of the Vedas, and Atma is the meaning of the Vedas, so he would have known Atma. So why did he say I do not know Atma? And secondly, why did he say I only know mantra? Because he is also revealed that he knows Brahmana. Why did he say I know only mantra? Iti asankyaha. To this Bhashyakara replies, Shabdartha. Bhashyakara says, so said, Shabdartha matra vijnanavanev asmi ityartha. Only the knower of, I only know the meaning of the text and not really the intended meaning. Sarvani angani shabdasya vachyartha jnanopayaha. Even Vyakaranam, Niruktam, all of these only enable you to know the Vachyartha, that's all. The immediate meaning of the words you know, Natutal Lakshya Atmane, Atmajnane. Even the limbs of the Vedas also are not helpful in knowing the Atmajnanam, which is Lakshyartha. So he knows the text, means that he knows the Vachyartha. The word meaning he knows, not Lakshyartha. Tasya Nyayantara Apekshatvat. To know the Lakshyartha, you know Nyayantara, you need to know other Nyayas as to how to negate this. So Neti Neti. So the teacher enables you to negate that aspect of the meaning which doesn't stand for Atma, and for that you have to go to the teacher. So Tatra Hetumaha. So then, how come that in spite of knowing the Veda, that limbs, etc., he still doesn't know Atma? Bhashyakara says, Sarvo Heti. Sarvo hi shabdah abhidhana matram abhidhanam cha sarvam mantreshu antarbhavati. Sarvo hi shabdah abhidhana matram. Every word is only a name. Abhidhana means name. Sarvo hi shabdah abhidhana matram. Every word is a name, stands for a certain object. So a word stands for, a word is a nama, stands for rupa. So every word stands for an object. Abhidhanam cha sarvam mantreshu antarbhavati. So every word denotes an object. And all the words are included. So when he says use the word mantra, means all the words are included in mantra. So he knows the meaning of objects, that's all he knows, but not the Lakshyartha, he does not know. See the Tika, Abhidhana matram, Vachaka matram ityartha. Every word reveals its Vachaka, means it reveals its immediate meaning. Brahmana api mantrapadena gruhitamidi bhavaha. When he says no mantra, it also includes Brahmana. Mantra shabdena shabda matra lakshanayam sarva shabdanam mantra antargatatvam sambandhamaha. So mantra shabdena shabda matra lakshanayam. So when Bhashyakara says saroi shabda abhidhanam sarva mantreshu antarbhavati, meaning word mantra stands for all the words. Shabda matra lakshanayam. Mantra means here shabda, all the words. Sarva shabdanam mantrantargatatvam. Therefore, all the words are included in the mantras. So abhidhanam cha sarvam mantreshu antarbhavati. All the words or the names are included in mantras. Rugadevih sarvaihi Karamatrama pratipadyameti maya jnatam na atma iti arthantarama. Or the alternate meaning of what Bhashyakara said. Rugadevi sarvai karamatrama. So either Sayyid Narada says that When he says I know Rig Veda, etc., he means that I know Vachyartha, I do not know Atma, that is Lakshyartha. That's one way. Or Rugadivi Sarvai Karmatra Pratipadnyamiti Maya Jnadam. So after studying the Vedas, what I have understood is that Vedas are prescribing karma. So karma is the main subject matter of Veda. This is what I understood, not Atma. So therefore, na Atma iti arthantaram. That after studying the text, what I understood is that all the Vedas are prescribing karma, not Atma. That's what I understood. So mantra videv. So next Bhashyakara says, mantra videvasmi, mantra vid, karma vid, ityartha. So alternately we can understand the meaning. Mantra vid eva ahamasmi. I am only the knower of mantra, meaning that I am only knower of karma. So two meanings. Either you can say I am the knower of mantra, meaning I am the knower of Vachyartha, or the textual meaning I know. Or when he says I know the mantras, means that I know the karma. Either way, I do not know the Atma. The textual meaning I know, but Atma is the Lakshyartha I do not know. Or karma I know, Atma I do not know. Keshvajit kosheshu shabdartha matra vijnana vakyam nasti mantrai. So that's okay. Mantrai pradhanyena karmana pratipadyatvasya vakshimanatvat. Because mantras primarily only reveal the karma. And therefore, mantra shabdena karma grahanam. So, by the word mantra is understood as karma. So, mantreshu Bhashyakara says next, or as Anandagiri said, katham mantra vidyasya karma vyakhyanam. How do you say mantra vid means karma vid? So, Bhashyakara explains mantreshu iti. Mantreshu karmane iti vakshyate na atmavid na atmanam vedmi. Because later in the same text it is mantreshu karmani. Karmani mantreshu, meaning all the karmas become united in mantras. Therefore mantra and karma are the same. All the karma become united in mantra, meaning that the word mantra stands for karma. So when Sayyid Narada says, I am the knower of mantra, he means that I am the knower of karma. That's more suited to Bhashyakara also. And I know only textual meaning, I do not know the intended meaning also. So mantravid eva asmi. I only know the mantra, then what do you not know? Na Atmavid himself says, I am not the knower of the Atma. Na Atmanam vedmi, I do not know Atma. So mantravideva and Atmavidatta virodham chodayati. How can it be that you know mantra and do not know the Atma? The Tikakara says in the line 26, Divyo hyamurtah purusha ityadi mantrehi atmanopi prakashyatvat. So Bhashyakara treats this in a very serious manner, this whole discussion. So Divyo hyamurtah purusha sabahya bhyantaro hyajah aprano hyamana shubra shaksharat paratah parah. So this is mantra from Mundakopanishad. And that talks about Atma. So mantrehi, why would you say that mantras only reveal karma? There are many mantras in the Vedas which also reveal the Atma. So how do you say that when he says I know mantra, that I know karma, because there are mantras that also reveal Atma? Atmanopi prakashyatvat mantravidah atmitva bhava vyahatah. So to say that I know the mantras and I do not know the Atma is a contradiction, because there are many mantras which also reveal Atma. Yattad adreshyam, agrahyam, agotram, avaranam, achakshashrotram, tadapanipadam, nityam vibhum, sarvagatam, susukshma, etc. So, to say that I know mantras and do not know Atma seems to be self-contradictory. So, therefore, an objection is Nanu iti. Bhashyakara says, Nanu Atmapi Mantrehi Prakashyate eva iti katham mantravicched na Atmavita. No, Atma bhi mantra hi prakashyadeva. Atma also is revealed by mantras. Then how can it be that he knows mantras and he does not know Atma? How do you explain that? Only the Anandagiri says, Mantravitve tat prakashya atmavitvamapi syad tad bhave mantravitvapi na yuktam ityartha. So when you know mantras, Atma is the meaning of many mantras, then you should know Atma. If you do not know Atma, then you not know mantra also. So, karma is one meaning of mantra. Mantras reveal karma, and some mantras also reveal Atma. Therefore, when you know mantra, you should know both karma as well as Atma. When Sayyid Narada says, I know mantra, I do not know Atma, then Atma is the meaning of many mantras, which means that he does not know mantra also. Because there are mantras which reveal Atma. If he does not know Atma, that means that he is not known mantra also. So how can it be that he is mantravit and not Atmavit? So tadabhave mantravitvapi na yuktam. If he does not know Atma, then he cannot claim that I am the knower of mantra. Ityartha. Then says Anandagiri, Abhidhanam, Abhidheyam, iti evam rupasya, bhedasya, vikaratvena. The thing is, if Atma can be revealed by a word or a statement, then word is one and meaning is another one. So part is Abhidhanam and the object part is Abhidheyam. Abhidhanam, Abhidheyam. The name and the form. So name is different and form is different. So Abhidhanam, Abhidheyam are two things. Name is one thing, form is another thing. Evam rupasya bhedasya vikaratvena. So if Atma also were the meaning of a word, then word would be different and the meaning Atma also would have been different. So there is a bheda. Bhedasya vikaratvena mithyatvat. So that bheda means that difference or the separatedness, and that is vikara, that is changing. Because word and meaning, that difference keeps on changing. And therefore vikaratvena atmanascha vikaratva, but Atma cannot be vikara. Atmanascha vikaratva anangikarat. Atma is nirvikara. If Atma were the meaning of a word, it would become vikari. So if there is a word and the object, that object denoted by a word would necessarily be a vikari or a changing entity. Because that object is different from the word which reveals that. So wherever this difference or duality is there is vikara or modification or change. So if Atma were the meaning of a word, being different from the word, Atma would become vikari. Shuddha. Atmanascha vikaratva anangikarat. In Atma, we do not accept that there is vikara or modification Atma. Therefore, mantra prakashyatva abhavat. So Bhashyakara says, even mantra also does not reveal Atma. Divyo Hyamurtaha Purusha, even these mantras also cannot say that they reveal Atma. If they reveal Atma, then Atma will become changing, and then it will become perishable. Then it will not be Atma. So that's what Bhashyakara says. So very technical thing here. So Vashyakara says, or the na abhidhana abhidheya bhedasya vikaratvat. So that's what the Tika said. Mantrehi abhideyatvena atmanah jnanat abhideyatvasya vikaratvat. See, understand this subtlety, that if Atma, like a pot for example, is an object which is revealed by the word pot, then the pot is possessed of the attribute of being revealed. So pot is revealed. So the object, the word pot is abhidhanam, the object pot is abhideya. So the pot possesses abhideyatvam. Possess is the attribute of being revealed, that's the vishesha. So the Atma would become savishesha, and all visheshas are vikari or changing. Therefore, if Atma possessed even the attribute of being revealed by a word, then also it will become vikari, it will become perishable. So mantrehi abhideyatvena atmana jnanat abhideyatvasya vikaratvat. If Atma is known as the meaning of a particular word or a sentence, that means Atma is knowable. And then what is knowable is vikari, or is changing. Supadika atma vijnane mukhya atma jnana bhavad. So whatever a word can reveal will always possess some attribute. Because what is it? The kriya, guna, sambandha, vishesha, jati, kriya, guna, sambandha, vishesha. If any of these attributes are possessed by an object, then alone it can be revealed by mantra, by word. So if Atma was revealed by a mantra or anything, then also it would either have jati or kriya or guna or sambandha or vishesha. Then it would be perishable. Therefore, sopadika, meaning whatever is revealed by a word, always possesses this upadhi of either jati, kriya, guna, sambandha, vishesha. If an object possesses any one of these or more, then it can be revealed by a word. If Atma also is revealed by a word, it would possess any one of these attributes. So, sopadika atma vijnanepi. So, word can reveal sopadika atma. Atma with upadhi or even attributes that a word can reveal. Mukhya atma jnana bhavat. But then, mukhya atma, even what it will come later. So, mukhya atma jnana will not take place by any mantra or, no vyahati. Therefore, there is no contradiction here. So, Vashyaka said, na abhidhana abhideya bhedasya vikaratvat. Because this bheda, the difference between abhidhanam and abhideya always involves vikara or modification. So Vashyaka says, na abhidhana abhideya bhedasya vikaratvat nacha vikaraha atma ishyate. Atma cannot be a vikara, cannot be a modification. Therefore, it cannot be the meaning of a mantra also. Cannot be the direct, immediate meaning of the word mantra. All this is what the Vachyartha, understand. Then there is very frustration. Is nanu atma shabdena mukhyatma abhidiyate iti angikartavyam. But when you use the word atma, then you mean atma. So Atma Shabdena, by the word Atma, so Mukhya Atma eva abhidhiyate. We have to accept that Atma in the primary sense alone is revealed by the word Atma. Anyatha Atma pratidhyeva na syat. If there is no word that can reveal Atma, then how do you ever know Atma? So even if the word Atma also does not reveal Atma, that's what it means. If no word can reveal the true nature of Atma, everywhere can reveal the Sopadika Atma, Atma with Upadhi, but Nirupadika Atma cannot be revealed by word, then how will you ever know Atma? So you would accept that word has to reveal Atma, otherwise there will be no way of knowing Atma. Anyatha Atma pratitiheva nasyat. If no word is capable of revealing the true nature of Atma, then one would never have the pratiti, the knowledge of Atma. Tad bodhaka abhavat. There is nothing, bodhaka means nothing that actually reveals the nature of Atma. तथा च अभिधेयत्व विशिष्टस्य अनात्मत्वम अयुक्तमिति शंकते. Therefore, for you to insist, Vedantin to insist that Atma possessed of the attribute of being revealed by word means it is anatma, that is not right. So word can only reveal anatma, cannot reveal Atma. That contention is not right, because then how will you ever know Atma? If no word can reveal Atma, then what is our pramanam? Or what means do we have to know the Atma? Because word is the only means of knowing the Atma. If word also cannot reveal the Atma, then there is no way of knowing Atma. So Nanu, therefore, the next Nanu is there, next objection. Or Anandagiri says it differently. Atmana vikaratva bhavepi abhidetvam ishtamimiti shankate. Let us say that Atma is a special entity. That yes, Atma is nirvikara, we accept. But we have to accept that Atma is abhideya. Atma possesses the abhideyatvam. Atma possesses the attribute of being revealed. Atma is nirvikara and still abhideya, meaning the meaning of a word. Why not? So, in general, it may be that whatever is the meaning of word is vikara or modification. But in case of Atma, let us say that Atma is nirvikara, free from modification, but still the meaning of the word, why not? So, katham tari, so next objection is Nanu. Nanu Atmapi Atma Shabdena Abhidhiyate. You are using the word Atma. Atmapi. So every word reveals its corresponding meaning or object. So Atma is the word. Therefore the word Atma also should reveal the corresponding object, which is Atma. So Atmapi Atma Shabdena Abhidhiyate. Atma also should be revealed by the word Atma. So therefore Atma should be nirvikar and nirvikari and still abhideya, meaning revealed by the word Atma. Why can it not be? So Vashyakara says, Shrutyantara avashtambhena nirachaste. Vashyakara refutes this opinion by resorting to another statement from Shruti, statement another Shruti. Vashyakara says, Na yato vacho nivartante yatra nanyat pashyate ityadi shrutehe. So just the answer is given on the strength of the Shruti. Yato vacho nivartante. Vacha means where Atma is that from which all the words return without reaching which. Meaning the words or the speech or the words have no reach, have no access to Atma. Atma is beyond the scope of the words, the speech or the words. That's what it clearly says. Therefore we say. So we simply say what the Shruti says. So when we say that Atma cannot be the meaning of, direct meaning or vachyartha of a word, it is based on this statement of Shruti, which says that the speech, meaning words, return without reaching the Atma, meaning the words do not have the scope with reference to Atma, meaning Atma cannot be the meaning of a word. So it says, Yatra nanyat pashyati. Now what does that mean? Yatra nanyat pashyati, nanyat shrunati, nanyat vijanati. So that is called Bhuma. So that is called Atma, where there is no duality between the seer and the seen, hearer and the heard, knower and the known, where all the dualities completely disappear. That is Atma. So there is no knower and known also. Therefore, Atma cannot be knower, Atma cannot be known. So says the Tika in line 31, Abhideyatva dharma vishishtasya atmatva avidhanam shruti viruddham. So that Atma is possessed of the attribute of being Abhideya or being revealed. That cannot be Atma because Shruti says even that attribute also Atma cannot possess. So na yato vacho nivatatra vache prapti vachatvena sambandha yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasa. That from which the speech returns without reaching which. What is prapya? Atra vache prapti. Vachatvena vache prapti means that only prapti is only vachyartha can be there, but then vachatvena sambandha. Word only can only reveal the textual meaning. Or vache prapti, vachatvena sambandha. So aprapya, without reaching the Atma, the speech returns means tat abhavat vacho nivartante iti uktya, meaning that it is not vachya. Atma is not the vachya or the meaning of the word. Tasya abhideyatvam nishiddham. Atma cannot be indicated by a word. Atma cannot be the meaning of a word. That's all. When it says that Atma is that from which the speech along with mind returns, means the speech or the words do not have reached to Atma, meaning that Atma cannot be vachyartha or the immediate meaning of any word. So abhideyatvam, that Atma possesses the attribute of being a meaning of a word, also is negated by that statement. Atma is not abhideya. Yato vacho nivartante, that from which the word returns, meaning the word cannot reveal which. So what is revealed by a word is called abhideya. If Atma cannot be revealed by a word, meaning Atma is not abhideya, then Atma does not possess the attribute of being abhideya or abhideyatvam. Then what about this next? Yatra nanyati shruti udaharana pathe shrutya dvitiya matra pratishedhat abhideyatvam pratisiddhamiti bhava. So how that second statement Bhashyakara has quoted, Yatra nanyat pashyati. So in what way does it make your point? That Atma cannot be the meaning of word. How? So the Tikakara says, Anandagiri has not commented upon this, but Yatra Jnanyati Shruti Udaharana Pathe. In the second Shruti, Yatra Nanyat Pashyati, Nanyat Shrunoti, Nanyat Vijanati, Dvitiya Matra Pratishedhat. That Shruti dismisses or negates any Dvitiya, anything other than the self. This is negated. Nanyat Pashyati. There is nothing else to see. There is nothing else to hear. There is nothing else to know. There is no seer. There is no hearer. There is no knower. And so, Dvitiya Matra Pratishedhat Abhideyatvam, and therefore we have to understand that Abhideyatvam, Atma being the meaning of the word also, is negated there. Because Abhidhana, Abhideya. If all duality is negated, then the duality between Abhidhana, Abhideya also is negated. Therefore, Atma cannot be Abhideya. That's how we have to understand the meaning of that second Shruti. Now, this is most frustrating. Tarhi mukhya atmani bodhaka bhavat tat siddhi na syaditi. So from what you say that mukhya atmani bodhaka bhavat, now there is no bodhaka. There is nothing that can in fact teach us about the Mukhya Atma, the Nirupadika Atma. There is no way of knowing it. There is no word that can reveal Nirupadika Atma. So there is nothing that can reveal Nirupadika Atma. And therefore, tas siddhi nasya. So how do you say Atma is? How do you even say that Satchidananda is Satyam Jnana Anantam, that it is there? If these words also cannot reveal the Atma, then what is the proof that Atma is? Tat siddhi nasyat. Iti Shankare katham tarhi. Or the knowledge of Atma will never take place because there is no means of knowing the Atma. So then the Purva Pakshi says, can only say Purva Pakshi, anybody will ask this question, Katham tarhi Atmaiva adhastat sa Atma ityadi shabdaha Atmanam pratyayanti. But then Shruti uses the word Atma. Katham tarhi Atma eva adhastat. Subsequently, this chapter itself will say Atma alone is below, Atma is in the front, Atma is in the back, Atma is everywhere. And also, Tat Satyam Sa Atma Tattvamasi. So this text itself has used word Atma everywhere by which the student, so Tadhasya Vijajnyahu, from this instruction that you are, that Atma you are, then Shvetaketu knew. So if the word Atma also cannot reveal the entity which is Atma, then how did Shvetaketu know? Tat Satyam Sa Atma Tattvamasi Shvetaketu Tadhasya Vijajnyahu. From this instruction, Shvetaketu knew, he knew. So, Shabdaha Katham Atmanam Pratyayanti. The fact that self-knowledge does take place, Tadhasya Vijajnyahu. If self-knowledge did not take place, then there is no point in the text itself because they are exhausting themselves in revealing the nature of self. So, primary purpose of the Upanishad is to make the student know the self. Not just make statements and leave it up to the world. No. The intention of the Upanishad is to make the student know the self. And Upanishad itself reports that Shvetaketu knew, Shvetaketu knew. Then what way did Shvetaketu know if this word Atma also does not mean Atma? If the word Atma also does not mean the Nirupadika Atma, then how would these words reveal the nature of the self? Iti. So, this is a question, the answer will take up tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnamevavashishyate